Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of No More Yes Girls, where we, your hosts, Vivian and Vianney, talk about our healing journeys.
Hey everyone,
Hello.
another week. Thank God.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So today we want to talk about triggers, projections, and why other people's reactions aren't about you.
Oh
And
boy,
because, yeah.
that is eye-opening. It
I
sure
will
is.
say this, healing makes people uncomfortable.
Yes, it does. Especially if they do not understand it.
Mhm.
They don't know where you're coming from. They don't feel it. They don't see it. So yeah, and that's where also the projection comes in.
I do want to say I actually Googled what a trigger really is because I feel like a lot of people have maybe a different definition of a trigger,
Hmm.
or if people don't know what a trigger is or what we refer to as a trigger. I ended up just Googling it because I wanted to get the exact definition of it and share some examples of it as well. So, a trigger is an emotional reaction tied to an unhealed wound, not the present moment.
Yes.
Triggers can also live in the nervous system, and it's not logic. Healing doesn't mean you never get triggered, it means you notice faster.
Hmm. Yep.
So, all in all, triggers are old survival responses showing up in new situations, and they'll continue showing up for the rest of your life. I'm sorry to say it,
Yeah.
but it's up to us to notice those triggers right away and how we handle those triggers moving forward.
Yeah. And I'm so glad, sister, that you actually looked up that definition. You know why? Because I think that when we are being triggered, we confuse it with they're doing this to me.
Yes.
And that's not what it is.
Yes.
We tend to victimize ourselves or take it personally.
hmm hmm
And it has nothing to do with us.
hmm
And that's where we end up, making up stories and in our mind of certain people of why they don't like us or what's wrong with us, and that has nothing. It's far beyond
Yeah.
that. It's really within yourself, really deep within yourself.
Mhm. Another reason why I wanted to Google these terms because as humans, we always just make up our own definitions. Like how you
Hmm.
mentioned earlier, our own definitions. We can easily confuse one thing for another when in reality, it's our own healing journey. It's our own problems or situations that we're trying to really, or that come into surface and trying to learn, okay, how can this is bothering me. This situation that this other person is going through is also bothering me. But because it's something that we thought we healed, but instead we just put it in the back burner and never really touched it again. But when
Hmm.
situations do come up, how can we go from, okay, this situation came up for me. Clearly, I haven't forgiven, I haven't talked about it, I haven't let go of that certain situation. How can I
Or
go
even acknowledged it.
or acknowledging it? Yeah.
Hmm.
How can I go from acknowledging it instead of suppressing it even more?
Yeah.
So that's what we kind of want to also talk about on how we dealt with our own triggers.
And
Share
how we deal with them
how
now,
we deal
because
with them.
honestly, we get triggered all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's things that sometimes, yeah, we talk a lot about healing and how much healing we have done, but that, like I've mentioned before, does not mean that our healing is completely done,
hmm
because things are going to happen, they're going to come up.
hmm
And it's just like when someone lives such a traumatic experience when they were younger, and your body goes into that fight or flight mode, and you forget about that and you try to remember your childhood and you cannot remember it. That's because your body, your mind suppressed it so that you would not feel that hurt. You would not, you were it was protecting you.
hmm hmm
And so sometimes we don't understand that, and we think, oh, well, this person talks about me, or this person is telling me this, or whatever the case may be, you actually take it personally when
Mhm.
it has nothing to do with you. You know, we project ourselves or someone else. You see something that triggers you in someone else without them even having to do absolutely anything. But just the simple fact that their presence is there triggers you, you know, but you have to look deep within you and ask yourself, why is this triggering me?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Mhm.
And when you work on yourself, um, when you start learning how to identify those triggers, and you know your body, and you know that feeling of I'm being triggered, why, it's that's where the healing is.
Yeah.
Because then now you can acknowledge it, you can deal with it, you can heal it, let it go, and continue on.
Are you, let me ask you this, Vivian. Are you currently working on any triggers, or what's a trigger that maybe you thought you healed and in reality maybe it's something that you needed to acknowledge again or acknowledge?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because that actually came up this week, where, and we've talked about this in the beginning of our podcast. We talked about, you know, healing our parents' divorce
Mhm.
and what we went through. And I honestly thought that I had nothing else to heal
Mhm.
from their divorce. And this week, I, and it had nothing to do with me, but it's a situation from outside of my family that I saw a mother who uses, and this happens in our culture all the time. I mean, you know, it happens
Mhm.
when there's a divorce. They'll use the kids to hurt the other person when
Mhm.
they have nothing to do with the divorce. You know, a divorce is between husband and wife, not between mom and dad and kids.
Mhm.
You know, it's completely different. They're different roles. Unfortunately, in our culture, we are not there yet completely to
Mhm.
be able to co-parent, you know, for the sake of the kids. And I did see a mom use her kids against the dad, and it infuriated me so bad. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, why does that get me so upset? I mean, I was furious. Like and I knew that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Like I knew it. And I sat back and I thought to myself, I said, wait a minute, why is that situation that has nothing to do with me triggering me? Like what is it from that situation? And I sat back, I thought about it, you know, I went in deep into myself, meditated a little on it, and I came to realize, because that's something I have not healed yet. We, at least me, I was used that way.
Mhm.
You know, I was told, oh, now, you know, you're just like your mom, or, you know, don't tell your dad this, and da da da, da, and you guys can't go, or, you know, and it's like, why? You know what? Why? What does that have to do with me? Me thinking I had already healed that part. And then I find this situation with this mom, and I'm like, how could she not think? Why is she using her? Like, I was so upset at it. And
Yeah.
I sat back, but you know what? It was so eye-opening for me, because I am in that healing process,
Mhm.
and knowing that that is a part of me that has not healed yet.
Yeah.
And I was literally projecting it. You know, I was seeing myself there. I was seeing myself in those kids, and it was infuriating me.
Mhm.
So it's something that now I I see it, I acknowledge it. You know what? It hurt me. I have to work through it. I have to heal it and let it go. So how, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be your next question, how are you going to work through it? So what uh, what I do is that I acknowledge it. I forgive myself for not knowing. I forgive my parents because they also did not know that that was hurting me. They were just trying to hurt each other. And I pray, I
Mhm.
let it go, and I continue on. And that's you know what it is. As long as I acknowledge it, and I heal myself knowing that, hey, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you, you
Yeah.
know, and acknowledge that my parents, also did not know what they were doing. Well,
Hmm.
did not know the consequences of what they were doing.
Yeah.
And letting it go, because that's not gonna, now that it came out, if I hold on to that, that's not gonna serve me later on. That's gonna continue hurting, and it's gonna continue coming up, and I'm gonna continue getting angry, and I'm gonna continue for something, one, that cannot be changed. It already passed. There's nothing I can do about it. Two, why would I want to now have anxiety of what my future would look like,
Yeah.
and not even worry and not even be grateful for today? Because anxiety will take away from you living today. So yeah, I do, and you know what? It's not. This one was a big one from a long time. I mean, there's been little things here and there, but this one was a big one that I was like, oh wait, hold on, let's backtrack, because that's not where I thought I was. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's because honestly, I really thought I had healed that part. I had talked
Mhm.
about it before, and I honestly thought it was healed. And it happens. It happens. We think that it's healed, and then something comes up and it triggers. It's not that we healed it, it's that we suppressed it.
Yeah.
We forgot about it, or our body just tried to protect us, and we couldn't even remember it. Yeah. And another thing I really want to emphasize is that when we don't let go of those things, those stop our energy
Yeah.
from flowing in our body. They it actually stops us from, being able to, continue on.
And it gets stuck in our nervous system too.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's something that I'm actually, so my trigger, because I know you're going to ask me what my triggers are, or if I have any, or if so, how did I overcome some of these triggers?
Correct.
Um,
We're so in sync, sister.
it took us a while to get here, guys.
Yeah, but trust me, we can read each other now.
It takes work. It takes work to get here.
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't until recently I started working with my own nervous system.
Hmm.
And that's when I noticed some of the triggers that I never even thought they were triggers, to be honest, until recently. For me, it's rushing, and that's something that I'm still working on.
Hmm.
For me, that's probably my biggest trigger right now that I'm still working on and still trying to heal, rushing. Oh my gosh, like how many of us, and I know there's probably a lot of us, including myself, just the moment we wake up, we're already in a rush. And we got so used to
Yeah.
doing that, so used to doing that, so used to living in survival mode that now that I'm living a softer life, it triggers me. It triggers me because I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, like, excuse my
Yeah.
language. But I'm like, I have to do this, I have to do that. I have to make sure I go over here. I have to make sure that the food is ready. I have to make sure that everybody's fed. I have to make sure that, and it's just like that rush, 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 that go, go, go all the time. And it's like, okay, but where's that time for yourself? And that's
Yeah.
something that I have to remind myself. It's like, hey, slow down, slow down. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen if you slow down.
And most of the time, everything gets done.
Exactly.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So and I did not even acknowledge that that was a trigger. I did not
Hmm.
acknowledge it. For the longest, it's because I was so used to living that way that I thought it was so normal.
Yeah.
From the moment we were kids, from the moment we were kids all the way up until now in our 30s, I just thought it was so normal being rushed. When in
Yep.
reality, it's you make the most mistakes being rushed, and those mistakes can be sometimes fatal because I was a nurse before I was now I'm before doing this. Uh,
Yeah.
so at work, being rushed at work, I can easily, I mean, I've done it a couple times where I made mistakes, medication mistakes, and it could have been fatal. But because I was rushed, I was being rushed.
Hmm.
Now that's something that I'm trying to heal. And I same thing like you, Vivian. I forgive myself and I'm forgiving myself and I have to remind myself like, hey, It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay to take your time. It's okay not to rush. It's okay to finish your food sitting down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay to finish your coffee instead of only sipping on it and letting it cool down and remembering about it at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And and I forgive my parents because of that too. Because we were, again, when we were being raised, like todo es apúrenle, apúrenle, we have to do this, tenemos que hacer esto, si no vamos a ir tarde, si no esto que lo otro, like you think about the consequences first before the action.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. And yeah, that's something that I also forgive my parents for because that was the best of their ability at the time,
yeah,
for raising us. And it's something that I'm currently, it still pops up. And when it pops up, I can now recognize it right away and actually calm myself down um, and stop it. Like, no, because this is something that I'm changing. And I know it's going to take time because I'm trying to reverse 30 plus years of rushing. It's going to take time.
yeah,
How it took a lot of time for it to do, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to reverse. It's going
yeah,
to take probably less time than actually doing it because, or how we were actually being raised, because now we're capable of recognizing these actions.
yeah. It's more conscious.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're more conscious. And before it was unconscious. It wasn't something that you had control over.
Hmm. Hmm. So yeah, that's currently something that I'm working on. And
Yeah.
because of that, I've been seeing a lot of changes within my body. I've been seeing a lot of changes within my life too. Like a lot of opportunities that I never expected to come up are now coming up without me rushing or getting the work done or hustling. Um,
Hmm.
that's something that also I consider a trigger too. Like going out and just hustling. Like it's you can easily do the same thing, but in a softer life, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like you can attract instead of chasing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's something that I'm also working on too. And there's times where I do get that. It does come up. Like I need to go back to work. I guess, what am I doing staying home? Like no, it comes up. It comes up and I have to acknowledge it and saying, no, it's for a reason and it's for the betterment of myself. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to go back to old survival habits because these triggers are coming up again.
Yeah.
Um, regarding, and I feel a lot of triggers will probably pop up later on once I start having kids.
Oh, yeah.
Once I start having kids, I'm pretty sure some of the old triggers that I've been healing may pop up, but whenever that time does come, I'll be more conscious enough to actually acknowledge it and catch myself and saying, no, this is how I'm doing it from now on. I'm not going to be doing it how old beliefs um, taught me because that's not what I want to do. It's going to be this way. And it's just a constant reminder. And it's also praying and forgiving myself again. Praying and forgiving myself and forgiving my parents and forgiving whoever needs to be forgiven at the time and just let things go.
Yeah. Now you had mentioned earlier regarding attracting,
Yeah.
and I think that is a big part of the healing because you reflect what
Yeah.
you want. So it's a reflection of you, whatever you do,
Hmm.
and vice versa with other people. Whatever they tell you or how they carry themselves or the way they talk or the way they do things is a reflection of them.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that they're attacking us in some cases where we trigger them.
Hmm.
It's more like, okay, what is it, what am I doing that's triggering you? Take it more that way than why is it that they don't like me, or why are they talking about me, or why are they, it's like, no, you're doing something that's triggering people. Now, we can do the same thing, and if somebody is doing something that, or they're in a place where we would like to be, we could easily turn around and be like, oh yeah, they think they're all that, or yeah, because they have money, or yeah, because they make up excuses. But that's just because it's triggering something within me, and most likely it's that they are where I wish I could be.
And this is where we talk about projection.
Hmm.
So I also Googled projection because I want to make sure
Okay.
that we are all aware of what projection is. Because again,
Okay.
just like triggers, we all tend to have our own definition of what it is. Now,
So
projection,
educate us, sister.
which is, by the way, something that I love to do. Anyhow,
Yes, I know. Continue on. Carry on.
projection is when someone places their fear, their shame, insecurity, or guilt onto you.
Hmm.
And let me give you some examples. Some examples, which often happens, and I'm sure we can all
Relate.
relate to this, is when we set boundaries, when we
Hmm.
stop people pleasing, when we choose peace, or when we outgrow our roles. So, you know how people, I mean, I get this a lot, and I'm sure you do too, Vivian, when they say, "Oh, you've changed."
Yeah.
I feel like that's a definition of, or that my definition of that is you can't control me anymore. That's why.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something, or like
Yeah.
when people say, "Oh, you guys are selfish," or "You're selfish," and it's like, no, I'm teaching myself not to abandon myself anymore.
Yeah. I'm taking care of myself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
Or you think you're better than everybody else, which is a trigger by your self-worth.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. And and it's funny because sometimes there's it's happened to me where sometimes you just feel good about yourself.
Yeah, yes. And I'm
And you
all about
walk
that
with your
confidence.
head held
Yeah,
high, and you just feel good. And people get triggered by that.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, why? Like, it's just me. But again, why would I want to ask that question when I know that they're projecting themselves,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, something is bothering you that I'm doing that you are not there yet, or that you haven't, had the guts to say, okay, now I'm going to do this, or I'm going to take care of myself, or I'm going to, you know, but when you do the work, it's so amazing to see other people and you don't even look down at them. You look at them, you're like, you know what? I love how confident they are. I
Yes.
love how how
Yes.
they do this. And you cheer each other on.
You lift other people.
Yeah.
You just, I do this all the time. Like how I mean, I tell my sister on this podcast all the time, like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
we
I'm
do. We
so,
motivate each other.
yeah, like I'm so proud of you. You're talking, you're getting out of your comfort zone. I love that. That's how we grow. We
Hmm.
grow, and that's how we have the best or create the best support system.
Yeah.
Because there's at the end of the day, there's room for all of us at the top.
Yeah.
Always, 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 always. And when you feel more confident, when you feel more like yourself, when you feel more confident, you're coming back to yourself.
Hmm.
And that's what we need more of. We need more of that authenticity. And and being yourself. Like, I don't know about you, but I've been tired of living another person's life because my mom or my dad or somebody told me not to do something this way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's me. That other
Yeah.
something is me. That's what makes me unique. That's what makes me different. And I love that. I love that for me. Like, and
Yeah.
I love that for other people too. It's like, what can you bring to the table? What skills, what knowledge, what, um, even if it's a haircut, what, like, be confident and be Be happy about yourself. Be proud about yourself.
Yeah.
Like we
And
we deserve that.
it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Whatever you are thinking, whatever you put out, whatever energy you send out, that's what's going to come back to you. So
Yeah.
if you send out negative energy, you talk bad about yourself, you doubt yourself, you talk bad about other people, you judge all the time, that's the energy you're getting back.
Yeah.
That's the energy you're getting back.
Yeah.
So then when you see somebody who is so busy working on themselves that have no time to be criticizing, judging, talking,
Hmm.
it triggers you because the energy you're sending out is not the same positive energy that the other person is sending out.
Yep.
So that it has a lot to do. Now this ties in to your mentality.
Yeah.
Do you have your mentality, your mindset? Do you have a positive mindset? You have a negative mindset. It also, the rich and the poor mindset. It's
Hmm.
the same thing.
The
Yeah, but in order to have that
victimizing mindset.
clarity,
Hmm.
yeah, and but in order to have that clarity, you have to do the healing. You
Yeah.
have to look within you
Hmm. There.
because again, it'll have sorry, I'll have that energy is stuck there.
Mhm.
So you have to do that healing. You have to release it.
There's this quote I read, and it's so true. I'm probably even going to write it in the description too. Your healing doesn't create discomfort, it exposes it.
Hmm. Yeah,
I might even post that on our social media too because it's true.
yeah,
It's so true. Your healing doesn't create discomfort, it exposes it. And you will see it throughout your surroundings. You will see it throughout the people you thought had your back, quote unquote, when in reality, it's the people you least expected or
yeah,
the people that you barely even know.
yeah. And you'll see people change.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
100%.
you'll see people change right in front of you. When you start doing that, the closest people, like my sister said, that you thought, had your back, you are gonna see that change in them right away.
Mhm.
Like you literally will see how you trigger them, how you're just you by standing wherever you're at just triggers them. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But again, that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, just witness their reaction without absorbing it.
Hmm.
Just don't even just see it. Just know that that's not you and just keep telling yourself this is not towards me. It's a reflection of oneself.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of their well-being or of them. And clearly if they're the ones who are being so negative or judging or telling you a bunch of crap, just know that that's not you. That's how they treat themselves, not you.
Yeah.
You have nothing to do with what they're saying or doing. On the contrary, they want to try to bring you down because that's how they feel inside and that's who they are inside.
Right now that we're talking about this, sister, what just came to mind?
Mm.
It's so funny how this is what we're saying, but when I was in elementary, this is what they would tell us when we had kids calling us names. We had kids calling me, if there was a kid calling me a name, being rude or whatever, teachers would tell you, oh, don't listen to them because whatever they say, that's them. That has nothing to do with you.
Mm.
And yet now as adults, it's the same
Yeah,
message. It is the same
coming
message.
back full circle.
Yeah, coming back full circle. It's like it reminded me of the teachers would say that. I'm like, oh yeah, he called me a name. Like, oh, don't do that. But you know what? Don't worry about it because that's who they are. So you don't have to worry about it. And it's like, what the heck? Right now, just listening to you, I was like, huh. It reminded me. It took me back to those days.
It's true. At the end of the day, just do what makes you happy. If a trigger does come up, just acknowledge it. See why it's triggering you. Like how Vivian said earlier, acknowledge why it's triggering you. Look within yourself where it's triggering and see what you need to work on.
Yeah.
And think,
And
Mhm.
And before taking out your anger when you are triggered on anybody else, sit back, take a minute and think, why is this triggering me now? Because most likely than not, it is something that you had been suppressing. It's not the person telling you.
Yeah.
It's not, the person that caused the trigger. Just take that minute and sit back and think, okay, wait a minute, why is this triggering me? What's going on? Why am I taking it so literal or personal? Because it's happened to me. My husband has said things where it triggered me, and then I would sit back and be like, okay, if he knows, I know he didn't mean it that way. Why is it triggering me?
Yeah.
Because he would never do or say something like that. So why is it triggering me? Why am I looking at it in a different way? And most often than not, it's something that I had been suppressing.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I took it a little too personal because I have not done this healing yet. I'm holding on to this.
Yeah. And it can be relationships, past relationships. It can be some type of trauma or situation that you were in the past that you haven't really done the work or healed or just suppressed it.
Even a job.
A job, I know that's
Yeah.
something that's also part of my triggers too.
Yeah. Yeah. Even a job. I mean, it's just life in general.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes there's things that have happened to us that we don't even know we have kept inside.
yeah, yeah. Until it starts coming back again, until it
Yeah.
surfaces again, because it will surface. It will surface, and it's up to us if we want to continue suppressing it or if we're going to continue working on it.
Yeah. We're going to acknowledge it and then work on it and let it go.
Yeah, yeah. So think about situations that may trigger you.
Yeah.
Do you have any? If so, what is it? Is it what somebody said? Is it what somebody did? Is it a past relationship, a trauma, a situation where you were placed and didn't really know what to do or say? Notice what reaction or what emotion comes up first.
Yeah.
Is it guilt? Is it fear? Is it anger? Shame?
Yeah.
Because that's also part of like that trigger umbrella.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if
And next time as well, too, when somebody comes at you, just sit there and just watch them. If you know that it has nothing to do with you or they're, judging you for certain reason or whatever that has nothing to do with you, or you didn't do anything or whatever, just watch them.
yeah,
Just watch their reaction. Just, be silent and you'll see that it'll trigger them like
yeah,
there's no tomorrow. And then that's when you'll realize, oh, okay, that has nothing to do
nothing
with
to do
me.
with you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because you'll start noticing all that. You'll notice it within yourself, and then you'll start noticing within the people around you.
And that's what we call self-aware.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you start becoming more self-aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. And you start becoming very in tune to yourself.
Yeah,
You start becoming more in tune. Why? Because now that energy is flowing.
yeah.
So now you're able to walk into a room and feel the energy
Hmm.
because you're no longer blocked.
Yeah. And that's when you stop taking everything personally.
Hmm.
When you stop taking everything personally, that's when you reclaim your peace.
Yep. So
It's a journey. That's why
it's a
it's called a
journey.
healing journey.
Yeah. And it's going to continue on. It's going to continue on. I mean, we've been honest here with we started off, at least I started off feeling like I was healed some part. Look, something came up,
Yeah.
realized, oh shoot, it's not I'm not there yet. At least in this area of the divorce. Now it's something that I know I have to work on now. So it's just being, honest with yourself, acknowledging it, even like me saying it out loud and being, you know what, let me be honest with myself.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I need to work on this.
Mhm. It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, a lot of people will support you.
Hmm.
most of the time. And and you feel a lot better when you do talk about it. You feel like a whole weight just comes, or like the whole weight on your chest just becomes lifted when
Yeah.
you start talking about what's something that you're working on, any triggers, any situations that you've been through in the past, and you find your own solutions to whatever triggers or problems it may be, like how Vivian said earlier, like she had to go within herself, and it turns out that the trigger she was having with this um, lady, it was more about like her going back to her childhood,
Hmm.
acknowledging it and letting it go and just be forgiving about it, and just let things be.
Yeah.
And the more that you talk about it, the more that energy flows throughout your whole body, and your nervous system starts becoming more safe. And it also starts letting go because it's seeing, okay, it's okay. Your nervous system actually is a place where it holds everything. So when you suppress
Hmm.
yourself, when you suppress any emotions, when you suppress or bottle up everything, it holds within you. That's why a lot of us gain weight. That's why a lot of us have some type of disorder. That's why a lot of us have chronic illnesses, etc. When we start talking about ourselves and our emotions and regulating ourselves, the nervous system starts letting go because it's
Yeah.
seeing that it's safe. It's starting to feel safe. When you start becoming more safe talking about whatever it is that you need to talk about, it starts letting go, and that's when your body starts changing, and for the better. That's when you start becoming more in tune with yourself. So it's something to think about. Like I mentioned before, I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast. I definitely want to dive deep into our nervous system and what it is, especially as
Hmm.
a nursing point and in a nursing point aspect. But that's going to be for a later episode because I want to dedicate a whole episode about it because
Yeah.
it comes hand in hand with what we're actually talking about.
Yeah. Because you're healing within.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So you're
that,
not healing just emotionally. You gotta understand that it's it's physically, emotionally, and mentally.
yeah.
And those three come hand in hand.
Yep.
So you have to be able to heal all three at the same time. You focus on one, it's unbalanced.
Yep. That's why you see people who are so ripped or are going to the gym 24/7 or are always working out, but mentally they're so unstable.
Hmm.
So unstable.
Yeah.
Within themselves, they're empty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they're fit.
Yeah.
But again, it's something that we have to work within instead of physically.
And then when we do the when you do the whole uh physically, mentally, and emotionally, there's also spiritually.
Hmm.
And that also plays a big part,
Yeah.
a big part.
So yeah, there's a lot of new episodes coming that we're going to be touching
Hmm.
more about all of this. It's funny because now I was just talking to Vivian earlier about it, but the amount of self-aware that we have is like on a whole other level now.
Yeah.
Ever since we started this podcast, and ever since we becoming more in tune with ourselves much more as of late, it's something that I want to continue bringing in raw material, pretty much just talking about everything being super honest and sharing a bunch of all of sharing our experiences about it as well.
Being very open.
Yeah, being there you go, thank you. Being very open about everything.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I hope you continue listening and share this episode with someone who's learning not to carry what isn't theirs. Again, everything is listed in our description box below, our email, our social media. Thank you all for the comments, the messages, the shares, the likes. All
Hmm.
of our social medias are growing. Our podcast is growing. Again, we say this in every episode, but
You
we
know.
appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we're not
Yes.
going to stop. We're probably going to keep saying it in every episode.
Yeah. We're just so grateful, and there's just it's just a lot, and I guess we just have no words.
Yeah.
That's why we repeat the same thing over and over again. But we appreciate every single one of you, and just for taking the time and just listening to us.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it resonated with you, you're not alone. We're here.
Hmm.
We get,
Reach out.
yeah. Again, our Facebook community is listed down below. So in case you want to join, it's free and it's all there. But yeah, thank you once again. And we will see you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye.